Hi there. Have you ever looked at your note and thought, well, I know I did skilled nursing today, but my documentation doesn't sound skilled? Well, you're not alone. Many home health nurses provide excellent care, but document it in a way that makes the visit sound just routine. When they wonder why documentation gets questioned or why it feels like they're playing word scramble trying to prove skilled need. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to take a weak nursing note and transform it into a stronger narrative that better reflects the skilled care you actually provided. So let's get started. Imagine a nurse completes a visit and documents patient stable, no new complaints, vitals within normal limits, congestive heart failure teaching provided, and patient verbalized understanding, continue plan of care. Well, at first glance, that note seems fine. The problem is that it doesn't clearly answer some important questions. Why was a skilled nurse even needed? What specific assessment was actually performed? And what teaching occurred? What risk was being managed? How do we know the patient learned anything? And why does the patient need even another visit? Those are the questions reviewers are often looking for. Let's start by replacing vague statements with specific findings. Instead of patient stable, try patient assessed for signs and symptoms of congestive heart failure exacerbation. Weight today was 192 pounds compared to 188 pounds at the previous visit. Mild increase in bilateral lower extremity edema noted, and patient reports increased shortness of breath with exertion. Notice what happened? We moved from a conclusion to evidence. The word stable doesn't tell anyone why you reached that conclusion, but specific findings do. Now let's strengthen the assessment portion. Instead of vitals within normal limits, try skilled pulmonary assessment performed, lung sounds assessed bilaterally with mild crackles noted at the bases. Oxygen saturation remained 95% on room air, heart rate regular, blood pressure within normal parameters. Now the note reflects the skilled assessment process rather than simply listing a result. This is where many notes really become weak. Instead of CHF teaching provided, try provided education regarding daily weight monitoring, fluid retention, edema management, and recognition of worsening congestive heart failure symptoms that would require notifying the doctor. And now we know exactly what was taught. One of the biggest purposes for skilled nursing is preventing complications and rehospitalization. So by adding education focused on early recognition of worsening symptoms, including rapid weight gain, increased edema, worsening shortness of breath to reduce risk of congestive heart failure related issues that might bring them back into the hospital. Now you've connected the teaching to a clinical purpose. And then the last one here is, instead of patient verbalized understanding, try patient successfully taught back what they needed to report. Weight gain greater than 2 pounds in a day or 5 pounds in a week, and verbalized understanding of physician notification parameters, and teach back demonstrates learning. Verbalized understanding often does this for you. Many nurses stop too early, but let's finish strong. Add continued skilled nursing visits required for ongoing cardiopulmonary assessment, monitoring for fluid status, reinforcement of congestive heart failure, self-management education, and evaluation of patients' ability to implement interventions independently. Now you've documented why skilled services really remain necessary. So let's look at the finished version. Patient assessed with signs and symptoms of congestive heart failure exacerbation. Weight today was 192 pounds compared to 188 pounds at previous visit. Mild increase in bilateral lower extremity edema noted. Patient reports increased shortness of breath with exertion. Skilled cardiopulmonary assessment performed with mild crackles noted at bilateral lung bases. Education provided regarding the daily weight monitoring, edema management, fluid retention, and recognition of worsening congestive heart failure symptoms, requiring a doctor's notification. Education focused on early identification of symptoms to reduce the risk of CHF-related hospitalization. Patients successfully taught back weight gain thresholds and physician notification parameters. Continued skill of nursing visits required for ongoing assessment, reinforcement of education, and monitoring of response to the interventions. Notice that the care didn't change, the nurse didn't change, the patient didn't change. The only way we documented the visit changed. So let's compare. Weak words are stable, teaching provided, verbalized understanding, continued care plan. Powerful words are assessed, evaluated, educated, reinforced, monitored, identified, managed, taught back, demonstrated, reduced risk, required skill nursing. The goal isn't to use fancy words. The goal is to accurately describe the skilled nursing care you performed. So in closing, strong documentation, it really isn't about making a patient sound sicker. It's about making your clinical thinking visible. When you clearly document what you assessed, what you taught, and how the patient responded, and why skilled nursing remains necessary, well, then your note becomes much stronger. If you'd like the complete skilled clinical thinking system that I use to gather these details during every visit, download the free guide on the link on the channel, and it walks you through all 7 documentation drivers that help create stronger narratives and better AI-generated notes. Well, I hope this has been a benefit to you. If it has, consider subscribing. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.